earlier this week, roughly 12 to 14-ish hours after the BNS announcement dropped, I recorded my takes on it in kind of an early morning pre-work deal, the summary of which being at a very high level that I liked the approach that they were taking for some of their decisions. However, I thought that several of their decisions were, especially in Standard, were predicated on some pretty bold assumptions. And the take overall was mostly positive. I mean, counter to those who may know me personally, I do like this game. I try to be mostly positive on it. So that was the take, right? I have a lot of faith in the company to make good decisions. That said, in the 4 days since, my disposition on the topic has shifted a little bit. So in tonight's cast, I kind of want to, we're going to do a beer chat about it. I kind of want to talk about the BNS announcement, the assumptions, some bad assumptions, and kind of my redux take on the BNS announcement. A huge shout out to our channel members for supporting what we do here. If you want to get involved with the channel and the Dice Commando community, please consider joining as a channel member. Remember, these videos are only possible with your support. You can show that support with a like, a subscribe, and by leaving us a comment and sharing your feedback. Community first, and go Commando. Hey there, Flesh and Blood folks. Welcome back to Dice Commando and Go Again, a fabulous cast. Thanks for tuning in for tonight's beer chat on the Redux. Yeah, I think Redux, because Redo is not entirely correct, because I still stand by a lot of what I said earlier on. But, I've had, 4 days now to kind of wrap my head around. I mean, not really wrap my head around, but think more about it. And, there's some things that I'm actually coming around on that are, I was pretty positive overall on the changes in the case that their assumptions came true. And I think that, the biggest realization I've had, let's just go in, let's rip off the Band-Aid, shall we? Cheers. The biggest issue I have with, let's go ahead and pull it up just so we're putting it in context. All right, so there we go, right? So Awakening Band, no problem with that, right? The rest of this, though, if we really look at it from my opinion, and I think many others' opinions, Runeblade got hit harder than Starvo did. I mean, I don't think that's like an opinion, man. It's not like your opinion, man. No, but I mean, realistically, if you look at it, like Runeblade took the harder hit and Prism took no hit. And as I talked about, and I'm still on board with this, right? Those were based on the assumption, I believe, that those changes they were playing 2D chess, 3D chess, whatever the right D chess is here, right? They were trying to look beyond the issue. They're trying to say, all right, Starvo's going to LL out, and then when Starvo LLs out, it'll be Viscerai, Prism will go away, blah, 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 right? You guys get it. The dominoes fall, etc. The issue that I've come around to on this is that this went up Monday in New Zealand, right? Sunday night in many parts of the world, but it went up Monday in New Zealand. Now, by the time, now, just stick with me on this before you start ripping me apart, okay? Hear me all the way out. I agree with their assumptions. I agree fundamentally with what they were trying to do. They were trying to look beyond what was going to happen when Starvo got LL'd. The problem is Starvo can't mathematically LL before Pro Tour, right? We know that for a fact. And at the time this article was published, Starvo, we already knew those results, right? So at the time this article was published, Starvo could not mathematically LL. Now, somebody out there defending LSS, and let's be clear, I'm not attacking LSS here. I'm just giving my opinion on this, right? I still have a lot of faith in LSS. I just don't like the way this was done, okay? Just put it in context. Now, to my point, at the point that this was published, we already knew that Starvo could not LL, right, mathematically before the Pro Tour. Now, someone's screaming at the screen, like I said, that, well, this article clearly was written well before that. I agree, no duh. That said, they didn't have to publish it, right? They could have said, okay, you know what? Yeah, we wasted Thursday and Friday. Hopefully it didn't take them 2 days to write this, but obviously it was weeks of discussion about this. But you see my point, right? They didn't have to hit the publish button. When Starvo didn't when Starvo didn't win and he couldn't LL, they didn't have to hit the publish button, right? So that's basically what I've come around to is fundamentally, I still believe that what they're whether they're right or whether they're wrong, you guys can go debate that. Fine, right? I understand what they're trying to do. What they're trying to do is say, you know what, Starvo's going to go away. When Starvo goes away, this is what it's going to look like, and we want it to be more balanced after that. We want to open it up after that. The problem is all of that predicate, like, it's a whole roll of dominoes, and the first domino didn't fall down. I'm doing it behind the thing, but the first domino didn't fall down, right? So that's why I've come around. That is why I've come around here to not being on board with the standard changes. Now, as far as the, we can go to that. The Blitz changes, I wasn't super positive on the Blitz changes. Like, I understand why they did cross-trap. I don't like it. I understand why they did it. I don't like it. I get it. But I do get it. So that's fine. The Kano thing is a real feel bad. Like, I'm not a Wizard player, and I don't particularly like playing against Wizard. But I still think, he has two combos, and they kind of took both of his combos away. And, from a new player standpoint, sitting down against Wizard and just getting blown away at your locals, I get it. I completely support it. But, like, they completely killed Kano, which feels real bad. The feedback on the brutes, I gave the feedback on the brutes for Blitz. Well, I should probably scroll down to it if I'm going to talk about it, shouldn't I? The feedback on the brutes was kind of mixed. One person commented and completely disagreed. Another agreed. So fair enough. You go where you will on there, and the stubby hammers thing seems fine. The rest of it's fine, but the Kano thing kind of sucks. And this is coming from somebody who does not I fundamentally think that their Arcane fundamentally think their Arcane system is broken right now. Or maybe it's not broken right now, but they're not going to be able to control it in the future, right? And I think that's exactly what happened with Viserai, right? Like, I think they're going to have to grow into the curve of what Arcane is, which is fine. That's how games develop. But, point is, I'm no fan of Arcane damage, and I think maybe what they did to Kano was a little too much. And, that's through Season 5, so, that's through the summer, kids, so... Anyway, I feel like we got off topic here. And like I said, I don't know how long this is going to end up being. But I just wanted to be honest with where when I come out and say something, and if again, I don't know that I was wrong. Because, I'm not trying to defend myself here either, right? What I said there was a lot of this is predicated upon there being assumptions. Well, in the 4-ish day sense, I've realized that their assumptions, it's not only just that they were predicated on assumptions, but those assumptions were not even bad assumptions. They were already known to not be true. So hopefully, I don't know, hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying here. I know this is not the best cast I've ever shot. I know that me holding up a beer in front of the screen doesn't exactly make it, free pass to say whatever. But fundamentally, right, if you're going to design... The whole thing's built upon the fact that Starvo was going to LL out. He didn't. They shouldn't have published it. I get that they put work into making what the decisions were, and I get that they wanted to get it... And I do respect, I want to be very clear here, I respect them getting it out earlier, a week earlier than expected, so people had more time for Pro Tour. That's awesome. But, if you weren't actually going to change anything, why change anything? I'm not going to sit here and make super bold predictions, but I don't think anything changes, right? I mean, you really didn't hit Starvo that much. Prism didn't get touched at all. The guy who was, if we're using the last actual data that we talked about on this channel, Viserai was 17% of the meta, and he took the bigger hit. Yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to be honest with you guys, and it's like I said, it's not that I was wrong, but I wasn't right, right? Because I wasn't really thinking about it in the terms of the full picture. So I think point is, moral of the story, and then we'll get out of here. I'm a lot more negative on this because what I care about, right? I don't care about just the big meta. I mean, I do because the top is a trickle down, but that's the point. I care about the ultimate trickle down, and the trickle down is non-existent because what's going to happen is, I mean, if they wanted Starvo, because what they've done here, in my humble opinion, what they've done here is they've actually made Starvo and or Prism better. And to be clear, I don't really care if Prism LLs either, because I think she's a gatekeeper. I know a lot of you guys hate me when I say that. So many of you guys hate me when I say that. You know who you are. But, maybe they want her to go away too. I don't know. But like, if you look at the changes they made, again, I'm no Runeblade fan. I'm not a huge like Arcane guy. I think Arcane has problems. But like, if you fundamentally look at what they've done, I don't know, man. So anyway, it's rambling. I've been rambling far too long anyway. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to be honest with you guys. I am a lot more negative. I'm not angry about it, but I do think, I think what I said at the beginning, just to recap, I think that they didn't have to hit the publish button when things didn't go the way they thought they were going to go, but they did. Because they already knew the first domino wasn't going to fall. Again, to be clear, LSS, if you're watching, you're probably not. I understand the logic, but you didn't have to hit the publish button, man. I don't know what else to tell you. So anyway, that's it. Let me know if you agree. If you disagreed, you probably already disliked, and let me know. So that's fair too. I don't know. Let me know. Let's get the conversation going, folks. Nothing else. Go Commando.